In North Carolina, we have what's called a vicious propensity rule, which essentially says that a dog owner gets a one-bite rule. In other words, the owner has to have been on notice or have knowledge that the dog had a vicious propensity. That being said, there are certain breeds that are considered by their breed to be vicious, and they do not get the one bite, like pit bulls and Rottweilers. So if you are on someone's property, notwithstanding the fact that the dog is on their own property, there still may be some level of liability if that dog attacks you or your child. Depending on the state, oftentimes you do have to prove, again, it's called the vicious propensity rule, that the dog has bitten previously or that the owner knew that the dog had a vicious propensity. That being said, in South Carolina, there is no such rule. So there is almost a strict liability for someone who is bitten by an animal, notwithstanding whether or not they've exhibited any vicious propensity in the past. In addition, in North Carolina, the vicious propensity rule is deemed to be inapplicable to breeds that are notoriously vicious, like pit bulls and Rottweilers. Those do not get one bite, and as such, if someone is bitten by one of those breeds, then there's automatic liability on the part of the owner. Some of the obvious reasons for hiring a personal injury lawyer on a dog bite claim are liability is generally harder to establish. Oftentimes it's very difficult and challenging to find coverage. There is also the scenario where there may be some debilitating injuries and scarring that need to be addressed in the future. And finally, the recovery. All studies generally show that when you hire a personal injury attorney, you will generally recover 2 to 3.5 times more than if you handle it on your own. Certainly, if this is a case on behalf of yourself or your child, you certainly want to make sure that not only are your medical bills and your current issues taken care of, but if there's any future needs for scar revision or any kind of therapy, that is taken care of and accounted for as well. Many times homeowners and or renters have coverage that would cover incidents or accidents or injuries on their property. Oftentimes dog bites come in the spectrum of those type of covered events on the homeowner or renter's insurance. And as such, we oftentimes find that when there has been a dog bite of any serious nature, the homeowner or the renter generally has some form of insurance coverage that will take care of the claim and or satisfy a judgment.